So, Jim, what did you think of A Nightmare on Elm Street 2 Cruise Control?
If I'm being honest, I didn't actually like it that much. I don't know, it just threw me off. It wasn't that scary. It wasn't... Freddy was a little boring for me. The main characters were a little boring. The story was a little boring. It was just all a little boring. It didn't feel like a Nightmare on Elm Street movie. You know, it wasn't... I didn't get that same... I don't know, anything from the first movie.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, I think I understand what you mean. I mean, I do agree that the dream sequences are less interesting. We don't get the nightmarish imagery that we have with, like, the body bag dragging itself through the school hallway. Like, that is awesome. We don't get anything that cool in this. We get dude being tied up by jump ropes, which is kind of neat, but I mean, that's really about it. All the other dream stuff, pretty unspectacular, not that creative. I will say, though, this movie stands out from the rest of the series for a lot of reasons. A, nothing that happens in this movie is mentioned in the rest of the series, and there tends to be at least some continuity. 3 and 4 are very much connected. 3, 4, and 5, are all connected, pretty closely. This movie's like the redheaded stepchild in that sense, but it's also the most serious Freddy has ever been, or at least, the remake maybe a little bit more, but like Freddy is even more serious in this movie probably than in the first one, and he's not really jokey. He's not really too jokey in the first one. He becomes more and more comedic after this. But this is a dark, serious Freddy. I agree, the movie's not that scary, but it's trying to be. And I at least respect it for that. I will take serious, creepy Freddy over, the Crypt Keeper, goofy Freddy any day.
Yeah, it would have been nice if we could have had like a serious, creepy Freddy that was also scary. In this one, he was just lackluster. Everything he did, it was just... Even that really cool scene where he pulled his skin and his skull back to show his brain, I really liked that, but it was also just kind of not scary, or even that gross, you know what I mean? There's just something that was missing, and I'm not even sure what it is, but it's something for me that's just missing in this movie that makes it so almost tame.
Okay. I think I understand what you mean. Yeah, I mean, I'll just say I'm not the biggest fan of this movie. It definitely sounds like I liked it more than you. This is not one of the 3 best movies in the Elm Street series. Although that's, there are 3 very good movies in this series, which not that many series can say that. But this one is the 4th or 5th best, I would say. I like some of the stuff it does. I think that the acting is actually really strong here from the main characters, especially Mark Patton.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I like the tone of Freddy, and I like the tone of this movie, and I like the weird dance scene that completely conflicts with the tone, but I just think that's a fun scene. I like that. Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
But I do think there's some scenes that don't really go anywhere. A lot of the dreams in the first half of the movie, like the pacing feels off. There's something happens, but then nothing really happens. And it's like, I feel like we didn't get enough of the Grady relationship too, to kind of warrant the emotional reaction to his death. I just feel like there's something missing kind of early in the movie to me.
Yeah, I will say, though, the one thing that this movie actually does pretty well is create characters and have character development.
But they only have the 3, though, so maybe having fewer characters, it's a little easier to do. But no, I don't disagree.
Yeah, and I mean, there's lots of scenes where they play off each other or like actually speak to each other, and we learn things about their characters through them speaking and conversing with each other.
I do think the romance, the Jesse and Lisa romance could be a little bit better, a little stronger, especially, and I probably wouldn't say this, except for it's ultimately the thing that defeats Freddy. It becomes super important. If it's just the romantic plot, because movies usually have some kind of romantic interest, even if it's not a big part of the movie, then I wouldn't complain about it. But it ends up being hugely important. Lisa becomes the hero through her love of Jesse that, to be honest, I just never felt. That never felt that real. I think they came off more as just like a good pair of friends, and I think the friendship comes across really well. But I don't see much of a romantic relationship there. Yeah,
there's definitely more like endearment than.
And
love.
I'm not saying that because the actor's gay, for the record. I just think it's not that.
Yeah, I totally agree with you, though. I wholeheartedly agree with you.